a super secret location deep within the mountains of Colorado, it's time to strap up, strap in, or strap on with your host, Shenanigans in One Shot. It's From the Ashes Radio!
We are live. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? Welcome to From the Ashes Radio on About Face Media, everybody's favorite veteran-based radio program. I'm here with my hetero life mate and dead sexy motherfucker, Seth One Shot Rodenbaugh, and everybody's favorite, Junior. Slide over a little bit, man. You're all right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being a part of the show tonight. Really appreciate it. You've got a hell of a show coming on. In just a little while, you're going to hear from Matthew Brafford. And I fuck up his nonprofit every time I say it. It's No Shirt, No Shoes Radio. No, that's not it. That's the country singer. No Legs, No Vision, No Problem. Something like that.
Something like that.
I'm going to fuck it up until he gets on the show, but don't you worry. We'll get it figured out. But, hey, welcome to the show, folks. What's the matter? What you looking at?
I was just reading things coming in.
The boss is on, and, well, both bosses are on.
I know, right?
So, how was your Veterans Day?
Not bad. How was yours?
It was awful.
Did you do Chad?
I did. It was fucking
I
terrible.
am
I
not
still
doing
can't walk
Chad.
right. Dude, with your knee, I am so glad you were not there.
Dude, I was thinking about it. I was like, dude, I could do like 100 with no weights. It's a short step. But like, if I go up and down the stairs too many times a day, it doesn't feel good. And I don't mean it doesn't feel good as I'm doing it. I mean, for like 3 days, that bitch is hurting.
Dude, I started out strong. I felt good. Life was good. Got to about the 500 mark, and I was like, ooh, I'm not having a good time anymore. And then as we got to, I did it with the boss, with Randy.
Yes, I saw that.
Oh, my God. It was fucking awful. And then later that night, we got invited to the CSU football game. So we went to that. I don't know if you've ever been to Canvas Stadium in Fort Collins.
No, I've not.
Yeah, it's a set of 1,000 stairs like this to get up to our seats. But CSU won, so it was totally worth it. So my buddy Brady Shoemate is in the audience tonight. So Brady, thanks a lot for being here. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well out there in California. Hope you're doing well, bud. He runs the Ventura for Veterans nonprofit. If you haven't checked out Ventura for Veterans, folks, you really should. So yeah. What about you? How was your Veterans Day? Did you do anything fun?
Cleaned up your leaves.
Cleaned up my leaves. What else?
That was it.
That was the extent of your day.
And grocery shop.
Good. Glad to hear it. It was a good time. Folks, I'd love to hear about how your Veterans Day was, if you did anything fun. I know I had a few friends that hit the Starbucks, hit the Texas Roadhouse for their free 8-ounce porter and all that stuff. And
I think this is the first year since I got out I did not go to Texas Roadhouse.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't even go through the line and get the coupon.
Did you know that in anticipation for Thanksgiving, you can order Texas Roadhouse rolls frozen?
Yes.
I did
They
not
do
know
a bunch
that.
of things for Thanksgiving, not just that.
I did not know that. So I may order some Texas Roadhouse rolls for Thanksgiving.
And you know what? I'm just going to bring this up because people keep asking.
Okay.
Okay. And this is not a sponsor, and I'm going to give somebody a little bit of a plug.
Go ahead.
But if you want to know where to get your fucking turkey, by the way,
I do.
you do want to know.
I do.
Because you ain't going to hunt one.
No, I'm not going to. No. Based on today, I'm not going to get one.
Dude, the meat locker down the road, you pre-order exactly the pound that you want.
Yeah.
Free range, all organic, never frozen. Dude, they are the greatest turkeys I've ever had in my life. And I told like 10 people this week because they always ask me, like, what are you doing? Because I'm kind of, I don't want to say the meat guy, but
I've often called you the meat guy. At least on this show.
Anyway.
That's kind of cool. I didn't know that. So
Incredible.
Elizabeth Meat Locker?
Yeah. And I'm crazy about cooking turkey. You know that.
Yeah. You
Like,
smoke yours, don't you?
I'm not the, ooh, I do the turkey once a year. Fucker, I do them all the time.
Well, yeah, you're the boss. Eats turkey like it's going out of style. I've seen.
She can
She's
even
given
cook
me a
one
few
now.
turkey recipes. What?
She can even cook one now. And I would say would compete with most competitive barbecue people.
Do you smoke yours?
No, I put them on the pellet grill.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
That is not a smoker.
Pellet grill is not a smoker?
Fuck no. That's like cul-de-sac dads think that that's a smoker.
I am I literally
Oh
have a
my
cul-de-sac.
God, did
I
I
literally have a cul-de-sac.
Yeah. No, so my smoker is out back. my chimney,
Yeah.
pit.
Yeah.
That's a smoker.
You don't like the pellet grill smokers? You're not a fan?
No, it's not a smoker. It's a pellet grill. Look at the box. It says pellet grill.
Mine didn't come with a box.
Wood flavored, or whatever. Wood flavored pellet fucking box. It's not a smoker.
So let's be crystal clear. So
if you put a turkey on a smoker, here's what I found.
go Buffalo
It
Bills. What the
absorbs.
fuck, Stack? Go Buffalo Bills.
I have to start.
Wrong
over
show.
time, so
If you put it on a pit, it's going to take too much smoke. It's not when you get it done. Turkeys absorbs too much smoke, so the pellet grill is perfect because it gets a little tiny bit of smoke flavor.
I wonder how long you have to put a turkey on the pellet grill for to cook it properly.
I got some formulas for you.
Okay, all right, cool. I
pretty
wouldn't
easy.
mind doing that.
And it
Absolutely.
turns out better than anything else. I even done the deep fry thing.
That's something I have not done. Been
And
all
I
over the
had-
world and haven't done that.
When I had some deep fry people over, and they're like, swear by it. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to do 2 identical turkeys, my way, deep fry way. Got done, had Thanksgiving, lots of people, pellet grill, one I like to do, murdered. There's nothing left. The deep fry one, a couple bites here and there for people to take.
Is there a way to block a listener?
Can we?
How do you?
You want to block him? Can we kick him out of Colorado?
He's not in Colorado. He's from Buffalo, and I think now he's somewhere on the East Coast. I don't know where. How do you block Craig Stackowitz? How do we block this guy? I don't know if you can do that on live radio. I'm not sure how to do that. Folks, we'd love to hear how you're going to do your turkey. I have never done one deep fried. I would love to try one. So I've heard nothing but good things. I think I'm going to try to smoke one this year, see how we do. Just because I'd like to do smoke pellet grill one. I have always thought of. So look, here's the deal. When we first moved to Colorado, she bought me like an offset smoker.
Yeah.
I've ruined several $100 worth of meat
Using the offset?
Yeah.
So the
lot
offset
of
was
army
about
boot.
this big, and it was sitting right next to a thing like this.
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
That's a motherfucker.
Dude,
Dude.
well,
so many army boot meats.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like ribs, like burnt on the bottom, raw on the top. I ate those motherfuckers because I was not throwing away $100 worth of ribs.
Yeah.
I was so disappointed. I
Those are incredibly hard to cook.
beer can smoker turkey is awesome. Okay.
Ooh, yes,
Sure.
Craig, I am with you on that.
Shove a beer can up the turkey's butt.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Well, since I don't drink anymore, we got plenty of beer around the house, so I mean, might as well.
I have beer downstairs.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess we could do something like I'll try that. You know what? I feel like
I actually have like one of our regular listeners custom made. You have the little beer can chicken racks you can buy at like Walmart or King Supers or whatever little things. You put the beer can in your turkey sets or your chicken sets. And I was like, hey, call them up. It doesn't work for turkeys. It's too little. So he made me one.
I've made 30 fried and 5 beer can. Really? And from New York. I didn't never done that. We've always just done them in the oven, like wrapped them in bacon and whatnot, and then done them in the oven. I'd say we. Not me, man. But she does them. don't get the wrong impression. That's why I was thinking I'll pick up frozen rolls from Texas Roadhouse and call that my part. But I will probably do a turkey on the smoker this year.
Cinnamon butter.
So, yes, that is pretty darn good.
I saw a recipe for that.
Did you come up with a Combat Carl yet? Or
Yes,
were you
it's
gonna do
last
year's?
week's. Because last year's.
Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry, it's been a
We're
long
really
couple of
trying to
weeks.
date some
Not even 2024 yet.
Matitha started following it. All right, well, thanks, Matitha. Welcome to the show.
Ready for
I am.
Combat Carl?
I love this story.
I don't love it. It kills me.
Yeah. So here's our Combat Carl for the week, folks.
Improper storage damaging 1.8 billion in Army ground combat equipment.
B with a B with a billion with a B.
Yes.
At least it wasn't trillion with a T.
Ground combat equipment, like our essential, like trucks and anyway.
Go ahead.
Around 1.8 billion in Army ground combat equipment is deteriorating or at increased risk of deterioration due to improper storage, Defense Department investigators have found. So this is not on base at a motor pool.
This is like, at an Army depot somewhere.
A Department of Defense Office of Inspector General report published that Monday uncovered critical deficiencies in how the Pentagon maintains and protects core components of the Army's land capabilities. The shortfalls, the report warns, could endanger personnel, waste millions, and undermine the readiness of the Army. attempts to retool its logistics network for conflict across multiple theaters. Hold on. Where is this? Okay, so again, this is not in our motor pool. It isn't Private Carl fucking this up.
Yeah.
Private Carl is probably better than this. Defense Logistics Agency, the DLA. Okay.
Aren't those the people that like they're tasked with making this happen?
They literally
That's the only reason they exist.
They literally exist to store shit. They store shit.
And they fucked it up.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. So how much money did we leave in Afghanistan?
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, and now it's being used against us. And now instead the
No.
stuff that we're storing
yeah.
is the stuff that the agency tasked with storing all of our extra equipment fucked it up and ruined it. That's your tax dollars, folks. That should really piss you off because you're going to be paying that for years.
There's a lot more that's pissing me off that we're spending.
Okay,
money
hold on. I'm going to quote this from CNN.
Oh,
That's not reliable.
I have never heard you ever quote CNN on anything, so this has got to be good.
It's like quoting
Okay,
Wikipedia.
so if there were to be a news organization or outlet that would minimize the catastrophic, stupid Democratic bullshit, it would be them, right?
Mm-hmm.
7 fucking billion from them. That's
so
what they
12
say.
billion. Got
Right.
Whole
Junior, I have some trivia for you. What does CNN stand for?
Here we go.
it. Can't say this on the radio.
No, I was no, not the funny ha ha.
No, I don't pay attention to the news.
Do you know?
Coastal News.
I mean, I
Network?
believe they would like to call it the cable news network.
Nice work.
However, I
Yeah.
refer to it as the Clinton News Network
Okay.
or Communist News Network. I don't watch that bullshit.
Either way, the people that would be minimizing the dollar amount would definitely be them. And they said 7 billion. We lost 7 billion in Afghanistan. And now we're losing
$2 billion.
almost 2 billion from just not storing shit right.
Yeah, it could be a couple.
It
of
doesn't mean cut
35s.
funding to the military. It just means that sometimes.
No, but then you.
But this has nothing to do with the military. This has to do with the fucking dipshit, fucking,
DLA.
that side of the, politics just fucking pissing shit away, making stupid decisions.
Well, the reason it irritates you so much is because the next article, if you scroll down, is going to be something like soldiers in moldy barracks with sewage problems backed up.
Yeah.
So we don't have the money to fix those barracks and give soldiers a decent living place, but we can leave $2 billion worth or $7 billion worth of equipment overseas and then fuck up
For
$2
terrorist
billion.
attack.
Yeah. So yeah, we're on the same page, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why it irritates the shit out of me.
Yeah.
So I get you, man. Whatever, dude. And that's just it. And then exactly. And then you get handed an M4 that's all fucking rusty and out of whack and fucked up and blah 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 blah
I was never the Marines.
blah.
I didn't get hand-me-downs. I was with, Army guys.
Yeah.
Our hand-me-downs go to the Marines.
Monty Willie. Wiley. Is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm.
2 billion could just be a couple F-35s. Granted.
Well, yeah. See, now he's getting it. Now he's getting it. Exactly. How many pieces of equipment could have been purchased? How many sleeping bags could soldiers have gotten with that basically $10 billion in money that would have kept them a whole lot warmer? So whatever, man. So ladies and gentlemen, we've waited a long time for this interview. We've had to reschedule it once or twice because this guy is so damn busy. And you may have heard about on one of our other favorite shows, the Taking It for Granted podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, our new friend, Matthew Bradford.
Hello, how are you doing? Thanks for having. Oh, are you
You're
there?
good?
Oh,
Yeah,
can you hear me? All right,
How's it going, man?
doing good. Yeah, it's definitely a lot easier getting on this setup than the other one. So
We're all about making you comfortable. That's what we exist for on this show. So welcome to the
That's,
show. I'm glad you're here. We've waited a long time for this. How's your day so far?
so far so good. Just been doing a lot of traveling and stuff. Just got back from Dallas on Friday, and then getting home, doing the Marine Corps birthday, Veterans Day, and getting back into the gym, working out today, and then headed to Virginia actually on Wednesday. So just kind of getting through this October and November.
How was your Marine Corps birthday? What'd you do? Anything fun?
I traveled home, but got to be home with my wife and kids. And then we're actually this Saturday, we're going out for the Marine Corps birthday ball here in Lexington. So we get to put the blues on, shave the face, dress up a little bit, and play Marine for the night.
You do anything fun for Veterans Day? Go to
Play
Texas
golf.
Roadhouse and steak.
Huh? So there's I went to go play golf with some veterans up at Fort Knox. Kind of that was fun to get out and play. I played with a couple 82nd Airborne guys, retired sergeant major and retired first sergeant.
Glad to hear it. Very glad to hear it. So a lot of our listeners are not familiar with your story. So start at the beginning. So tell us about your branch of service. When did you join? What did you do? Tell us stuff like that to start.
So I joined the best branch out there, the Marine Corps. From 2005 2012, I served in the Marines. I was I basically served because of 9/11. I wanted to go to war. I wanted to go fight those who were responsible for the terrorist attacks in 2001. And although I was a freshman then, I realized that my purpose in life was to serve this country and to give back to the best that I can. Because, for those first 15 years of my life, I loved living in America. I was blessed with so many opportunities and freedoms, from those who grew up before me, who fought for. I had a chance to live in a free country, and I wanted to make sure that, that I defended those freedoms and those rights. So Marine Corps Infantry is what I chose, and actually signed up through the delayed entry program a week after the second Battle of Fallujah. And I remember my dad asking me, he says, "You do know what infantry does, right?" And we sat there in my room and we kind of talked about, joining the Marines and honestly, where I'm going to head off. And, September 6th, 2005, I was sent on those yellow footprints in Parris Island. And, from that point forward, everything we were doing was training up to go to war, because our drill instructors kept reminding us over and over again that, that when we're in our unit, that's where we're headed. There's no secret about it. And, from that point forward, September 6th, 2005 to 2006, I was on a plane headed to Iraq with 2nd Battalion, 3rd Marines, Echo Company. We were deployed to an area called Haditha in the northwest part of the country in Al Anbar province. And we kind of walked into a hornet's nest when we first got there. So it was tough. First 40 days on average, we had a casualty in our company alone. And but you learn to love that brother to your left and right a lot more, because you didn't know when you went on patrol if they were going to come back or not, or you're going to get wounded or killed.
Well, our listeners, happy late birthday, you crayon eating crazy bastard. I'm not sure if you're getting those, but yes. You're very popular, especially with our staff. So John Opes like, hell yes, Marine Corps finally. We don't get a lot of Marines on this show for a variety of reasons, but we do like people that are patriots and joined after the wars had started and knew where they were going. So well done to you, man.
But that was oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, after 9/11, my biggest thing was just to serve, and it's like people always ask me, is like, have you always been, wanted to join the Marines? And I remember right through 9/11, Black Hawk Down came out, and I looked into the Army. My dad was in the Air Force. I looked at I just wanted to go overseas, and the Air Force especially, because I was looking more their like special forces. I didn't want to miss the war, and there some of those special forces in the Air Force is like their training is so long. Like I didn't want to miss out. I wanted to go over as quickly as possible.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So you've got a couple of injuries. Tell us about your injuries. Tell us what happened.
So, so we were foot patrol a majority of the deployment. I actually felt safer walking the streets of Iraq than I did in a vehicle, just because our mobile unit got hit so hard through IEDs and occasional snipers. But on a patrol, January 18, 2007, walking point. We were down in an area called the Palm Groves. Is on this road called Park Place, laid parallel to the Euphrates River, and I look out in front of me off into this, where the palm grows, palm trees, and there's a white bag leaned up against the tree. And a lot of those insurgents, they use these like indicators, these suspicious items to mark weapon cache or ID emplacement. So when I saw that, 30 yards off to my right, I turned around and let everybody know, stay alert, the suspicious item up here. And the minute I turned back around, as I come past the compound wall, there was a ditch that went inside of a pipe underneath the road that laid perpendicular from the road I was on. And as I looked down, I saw the command wires going inside that pipe. And by that time I was, inches on top of that. I was right on top of it. And, there was no getting off. It was controlled det. So it exploded directly underneath me. sitting shrapnel into both of my eyes, and kind of in and out of conscious from this point forward. But I remember the last voice I heard was actually from my senior drill instructor, who happened to be the platoon sergeant in the same company I was in the fleet. Which you hope to never see that guy ever again. But the last words I heard was him talking in my ear, because the corpsman told him that they needed a familiar voice, and so all I heard was, "You'll be fine, Bradford." And then I passed out, and I woke up 3 weeks later in Bethesda, Maryland. And from that point forward, this new life began. But I'm trying to figure out why I was placed on this path, why I was placed on this detour in life. And it took me a few rough stretches at the beginning. And but I finally put those pieces together on what happened to me 3 weeks earlier.
Well done. Well done. Sorry to hear about that. I mean, that's awful, man, but well done on you. I can't imagine deploying with my drill sergeant. That would have been fucking awful.
I bet you a lot different in the unit with you than when it was the brown round.
Was he, Matt?
He wasn't my platoon sergeant, and he was actually like cooler with us because we weren't in his platoon. And I had a couple friends that went to recruit training with me that was in his platoon, and one of them he's kind of mixed. And they said when he saw him for the first time, he was ghost white. But it's interesting because he told us maybe like a week or two before we graduated, he was like, "Hey, once I'm done with you all, I got one more cycle left, and I'm off to Hawaii, and you're never going to see my ass again." And like in the Marine Corps, like if you're an East Coast Marine, it's like 99% you're going to stay on the East Coast. Like, so, hey, we're not going to worry about him ever again. And we get to the fleet just before he got there, actually. And his best friend, who just came off the drill field, who happened to be my platoon sergeant, was like, he got there first. And I happened to be one of his last recruits to say hello to him once he got there. And my platoon sergeant says, "Bradford, you're the only one of his recruits that hasn't walked up and said hello to him. He's going to fucking kill you." And, and it's like a few days later or whatever, I'm walking to the company office, and out in front of me, I see him coming, and I'm like, "Oh God." And I give him the greeting of the day. I keep on walking, and I hear, "Hey, Bradford, you don't remember me, do you?" And I was like, "I do." He was like, "Good, motherfucker." But, but he was he was one of those guys. I remember a story in Iraq that it's the day that October 25th, 2006, we had, I think 4 of us got killed, or 4 Marines got killed that day. I mean, there were firefights all over the place. And we were at memorial service a couple of days later, and one of those Marines that were killed was one of my best friends. And, I did a 21 gun salute for him, and I was still in my combat gear, and I walked up and I said a prayer, and I walked down the hall, and I was emotional, but I had my glasses and everything on, so you really couldn't tell, but he pulled me aside and gave me a huge hug, and I remember that moment. And then of course I remember the moment of, "You'll be fine, Bradford," when I got injured. And it's just those moments stick with me, and it's it tells you a lot that no matter how tough you are, no matter what your rank is, we're all brothers and we're all family. It's a tribe.
So you have quite the following. We don't normally get Marines on the show very often, and so some of the other Marines that we have had on the show are giving you high fives. So, for example, Brandy Rector, she runs Semper Fly helicopters out of Texas, and she was, I believe, our last Marine Corps guest. And so, yeah, you got quite the following tonight. So, well done to you, bud.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I got a lot of friends that live in the Colorado area that I served with, and I always tell people, like, if we ever do a reunion, that's the place to go, because there's a lot that don't have to travel very far.
Hey, if you're ever in Colorado, we can get you past security into the super secret location, and you are welcome to be live on the show in person anytime. We'll kick Junior out of the seat, and you're more than welcome to come have a seat with us.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Hey, so tell me, man. So tell us about this nonprofit, and I fuck up the name every time. What is the name of the nonprofit that you work with?
No legs, no vision, no problem. Oh, that's just like kind of my motivational thing. I remember I did a Spartan race, maybe like 2015, 16, and I hashtag no legs, no vision, no problem. I'm also a Kenny Chesney fan, so I I just replaced the no shoes, no shirts with no legs, no vision part. But I put that on there, and it just kind of stuck, and people were like, "Well, this is motivating," and it's just it's kind of how I look at my life, and it's like the no legs part, like I learned early through my recovery that my legs aren't going to grow back anytime soon unless there's some miracle juice. But you know what it's like when I was in Richmond, Virginia at the VA, like every time I left the hospital room, I always have like a blanket or a poncho liner over my legs because I felt like that was my security blanket. They couldn't see that I didn't have any legs. And I realized then that, you know what, I lost my legs for freedom. I lost my legs for this country, for the Marine Corps. Like, why would I be disappointed? Like, I got to be comfortable in my own skin. Like, this is who I am. And the more I got comfortable with getting out and being who I was, I slowly started taking that security blanket off. So, like, the no legs thing, and then, like, the no, you know, I'm hopeful one day I'll see, but I know I've been given a second chance on life, and I'm gonna take advantage of every opportunity. And if it's being blind for now, then I'll figure it out, and I'll move forward until I can see one day. I've done 8 months at the blind rehab center. I get it. My equipment and materials checked about every couple years. Like I live life like I open my eyes and I could see. Like I am very familiar with new areas, new environments. I could text, I social media, I email. Like there's nothing that I can't do. And it's just I've learned to live life, with no eyesight. But you know what? I've learned to live life with clear vision on what's in front of me. And not being scared to put one foot in front of the next, not knowing where that's going to be. And you know, somebody, I mean, a lot of times people ask me, it's like, hey, do I regret what I did? And if I'd go back and I would do it again. And I would, because that IED might have taken so much from me on January 18, 2007. But these last 16 years, it's taught me so many different life lessons, the wisdom, wanting to quit, wanting to give up, wanting to take my life. I realized early on that, there was two paths for me. It was that self-pity, that poor me, that alcoholism, drugs, and all this stuff. But then that other path was I'm going to live my life to the fullest. These injuries aren't going to define who I am as a person. I'm going to go out and live life. I'm going to live a normal life. And the ups and downs that I faced through the last 16 years, the rehab, the recovery, the good times, the bad times, ultimately it all led me to where I am right now. I'm married. I got 3 kids. I served 7 years in the United States Marine Corps. I got a college degree from the university that I love, that I grew up supporting, and like I don't have any regrets. Like, yes, that ID sucked, but it placed me down this path where I believe that maybe my purpose wasn't deploying and fighting the insurgents, but maybe my purpose is going in those hospital rooms, getting in front of crowds and speaking and sharing my story, because I know somebody who's listening tonight, somebody who's listening when I speak, they're struggling. They need to find that hope that they could overcome whatever it is. And the reason why I re-enlisted is because I wanted to go in those hospital rooms and let those who are severely injured know that just because they're hurt, life isn't over. I had those same Marines, soldiers, sailors, airmen come into my hospital room when I needed them the most, when I thought my life was over. And that's what I feel like God kept me alive to share this, this new purpose in my life. And, I live with no problems at all.
Jesus, Matthew, come on. That is incredible, dude. I don't even have words for that. That is incredible, man. Well done to you. Very, very well done to you. And you're exactly right. There are people hearing this show right now that are in a rough place. I know for a fact that there are people listening to this show right now, and those words really, really hit home. I mean, yeah. Christ, man, I'm having a hard time.
And it's like I mean, I can't sit here and say that I don't struggle, I don't have bad days, because we all do. Life sucks. Like you'll wake up every morning and face an obstacle, and it's like, what are you going to do to overcome that obstacle? Like what are you going to do to keep putting one foot forward? That's one of the things my physical therapist told me one day is like, all you have to do is just put one foot in front of the next. And you know what? That one of my favorite quotes is, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one simple step. It doesn't matter where that step is, but as long as it's going in that forward position. Because ultimately going forward is where we all want to go. And, like I wake up, I had those bad days, but I have a good support system around me that I can reach out to, text, a phone call, or, sometimes it's just waking up and reading a meme that's, a motivational meme. I'm like, you know what? Not today. And that's what it is. I always tell people, like, I'm a very competitive person. And, the reason why I stayed alive when I first got hurt is because, at the end of the day, I'm a Marine. Marines don't quit, don't give up. And I feel like that guy who pushed the trigger, who blew me up, knocked me down on January 18, 2007. And I don't care where he is today. I could care less. But I know the minute that I quit and give up, he finally defeated me. And that's what gets me out of bed every morning. Is like, I'm not going to let this insurgent, this little punk who pushed a button, defeat me. And, those days that I am struggling, I put my legs on or I'm running to the wall because I can't see, it's that fire team that I got here at the house, my family, that pushes me through, pulls me through sometimes to get me out of that dark spot and defeat that insurgent every day.
Wow. That's some serious, that's not even forgiveness. I don't even know what to call that. Matthew, that is absolutely incredible. Do you prefer Matt or Matthew?
Matt works, but Matthew's if I'm in trouble. So,
You ain't in trouble on this show, man. I'll tell you what, you're right where you need to be. Well done to you, dude. There's a lot of people listening right now. We're a lot of messages that we're getting right now, text messages and messages from on the site talking about, good stuff from you. A lot of hearts, a lot of 100s, a lot of thumbs up from folks. So you're really hitting it with our audience. Do you want to talk at all about the nonprofit, or what are your thoughts there? Can people come hear you talk? I mean, what's the deal, man?
So I'm on all social media. Facebook is No Legs, No Vision, No Problem. I got the Instagram page. I always thought it was kind of silly for a blind guy to have Instagram, but then my wife convinced me to have an Instagram. But I'm on all social media. Like I post a lot of the motivational stuff on there, but I do a lot of public speaking, motivational speaking. I get out and share my story. I do work for a nonprofit called Troops First Foundation, and we go out and we talk about resiliency and suicide to military units and veteran communities because, suicide is such a big topic right now, and it's affecting all of us, sadly. And we're trying to do our part, and to lower those numbers because it's not going to take one of us or two of us; it's going to take all of us, and all of us is checking on our battle buddy by making those calls and taking those calls, and being honest because. I don't know about you, but I'm hard-headed and I'm stubborn. And when I'm feeling like I'm having a bad day or I'm struggling, it's kind of hard for me to open up. That's been probably the hardest thing ever is learning how to open up. But you know what? You got to have those honest conversations with people who care and who trust and who will put you in the right position. But my website is www.simplify@matthew-brafford.com. Email's on there. But yeah, it's just I just love getting out and sharing my story because it not only can motivate that one person, but it motivates me. I do have one
I'll
story.
put all these show notes tomorrow when I hang this up on after editing and all that. So I will absolutely put all those links in there.
Now, I know you're in the Army and stuff, but you gotta get the no legs, no vision, no problem part right. I know that's tough for an Army guy.
I'm gonna fuck it up every time, man. I'm just not the brightest bulb on the tree. I can't help it. Thank God I'm so incredibly attractive.
I saw a meme the other day about the Marine Corps, and it's if it makes me laugh out loud, I'm like, it needs to be posted. And I actually shared it today. It's like the Marines don't know the meaning of many words, but we know all 4,000 meanings of the word fuck. And I had to post that earlier, but
and we use them all in this show. So well done. Matt, I want to be as respectful of your time as possible. So I'm going to pass you over to my co-host here, and he's going to give you the rest of the instructions for the day.
All right, Matt. At the end of your time with us, we give you a little bit extra time. If we glossed over anything, or if we've missed something, or if there was something in particular you wish we would have asked you, you can answer without us even asking you now. We give you about 2 minutes. We don't time you, and the floor is yours.
I just appreciate you having me on your show tonight. I just know for like anyone listening, for anyone out there, it's just, never be afraid to reach out, never ask for help, never be afraid to ask for help because all of us in the military. I was in the hospital 2 weeks ago in 29 Palms, and I learned the one reason why I joined the military is because I wanted to serve. But then looking back, the love and the brotherhood and the tribe that we are as a family, because I had any rank from colonels down to the lowest rank in the Navy taking care of me and making sure that I got there alive, and it made me feel real good. Almost brought tears to my eyes because it made me realize the decision I made in 2004 was worth it. And anyone out there thinking about the military. Hey, I highly encourage you to join the military. If it's 4 years or 20 years, whatever. But you know what? That'd be the greatest decision you'll ever make in your life, to put that uniform on and defend this country and defend that flag. But, again, I appreciate you all for having me on. And, just asking everybody out there, if you need help, if you're struggling, go to the counselors, therapists. They're out there for a reason. Contact your friends, whatever. Get help. Never think suicide is the right answer.
Wow. Well, we're getting a lot of messages, things that say things like, thanks, Matt. So love listening to you, Matt, all that stuff. So you're a great episode, Semper Fi from Brandy Rector. You're really getting a lot of thumbs up here. So thanks a lot, man. Matt, I can't thank you enough for taking time away from your family on this Monday night to give us about 20 minutes of your life and kind of spread your message. It means a lot. We really, really appreciate you taking the time out tonight to be a part of From the Ashes on About Face Media. I can't thank you enough for taking the time out tonight. Really appreciate you being on the show tonight, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and happy Veterans Day to you and all the veterans out there messaging in.
Thank you so much. Matt, have a great rest of your night. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking with Matthew Brafford. All right, I'm going to fuck this up with no legs, no vision, no problem. Did I get it right?
There you go. Finally.
Holy shit, it only took 3 weeks for me to get it right, man.
Yeah.
Matt, thanks a lot for being a part of the show. Tell your family we said hello, and thanks again. And come see us when you're in Colorado.
Will do. Thank you again very much.
Have a great rest of your night. Bye. How does someone like that so positive? That's incredible. I mean, no legs, no eyes, and still just, I mean, yeah. Called the dude that detonated the IED a punk. That's fucking awesome.
He's also the first Navy man I didn't poke for being in the Navy.
I caught that. I was about 15 minutes into the interview, and I'm like, he didn't say anything about the Navy yet. That's wow. That's a lot of respect right there.
Mark it on the calendar.
But yeah,
it happened again.
Even when Brandy was on, you called her a part of the Navy. That's fucking awesome, dude. Brandy, we are going to reach out to you. We're going to send some veterans your way so you can take them on a few hog hunts. We get hit up about this constantly, so well done to you. What an awesome interview, man. I mean, Jesus, how can you imagine?
I have no words.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm like,
Holding back a tear.
How do you follow up something like that? I mean,
yeah.
Whatever, man. That's kind of fucking the fact that he well, I mean, I didn't hear forgiveness necessarily there for the guy that detonated the ID, but called him a punk and not gonna let him win. That's fucking awesome right there.
The fact of not holding it against him in a way.
Yeah.
Like, you did it, but it's not gonna change me.
I mean, I don't have that in me. I mean, you got hit by an IED pretty hard. You got that in you?
A couple. It's similar to his. You know, because I mean, I definitely can't. It's totally different levels, but yeah, I have my
not
legs,
really.
and yeah,
I mean,
I have my legs and I have my vision. He does not, but not so much my first IED, but that second one was a motherfucker, and I definitely have never been the same. No, I was that smart before, but you know, my brain isn't on. You know, ain't running at 100, whatever 100 was, and my knees and all this shit. But it's fine, you know. Like I would still do it 100 out of 100 times again.
Same.
And I think it probably was a positive for my life because it definitely steered me in a different route that I was going. I was going towards routes that make you deploy 24/7 for decades until the rest of your life, or the rest of your life for decades. You know,
I wrote a letter to my wife, and it was dated before my friends got shot down, and it was like one of those like, why the fuck am I here kind of letters, like why am I here, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
And then, you know, they get shot down and kind of help them out and whatnot, and I don't have that in me yet what Matt has. I'm not there, and it's been 21 years, so I'm not. Well, good on him. I don't have that kind of forgiveness in me.
I have worse forgiveness towards others that hurt brothers than my own shit.
Yes. And
that's a different
probably
feeling.
what. Yeah.
It's more of an angry feeling.
Yeah. Fuck that guy. Exactly right. Yeah. The people that shot down my friends, I don't have forgiveness for them yet. And that's why I'll never make it to heaven.
That's okay. No, I don't think God requires you to forgive people that killed your friends in order to get past the pearly gates.
Well, that's a conversation I have on my knees most evenings.
You'll find that day.
maybe
you'll find out. Gosh.
Aloysius, how the hell are you?
Hi, darling. How we doing, banana heads? Who's that guy?
This is my son. We call him Junior.
Oh my gosh. You have a son that old?
That old?
How old?
Do you not know how old this fossil is?
He's a little fucking kid. What are you talking about?
My hairline says different.
I don't think so. He He looks my age. Jesus, how old are you, Junior?
22.
What the fuck, Allie? All right, folks. Well, that was Allie for the night. Have a great rest of your night. Thanks for joining us. What the fuck?
I feel like the whole last month it's been pick on Rob for being old.
Yeah, James Davis. Rob is old. Motherfucker, you just had a birthday.
Oh my god!
Happy birthday, Jimmy Davis. Glad you're here. Whatever,
Yeah,
man. Anyway.
I don't think I know how old you are. I feel like because you're so. What's up?
At some point before you get off, I gotta tell you a VA benefit moment.
Tell me.
From the other. Go ahead.
Tell her.
We can start with it.
So
Tell me.
I'm finishing up my last little bit from my undergrad, right? So I'm back on the GI Bill. And it's been an amount of time where I should have gotten my monthly like school pay, right?
Yeah.
And haven't. So, 2.5 hours on the phone, maybe 220 or 240. I think about 2.5 hours. I end up on the phone with a very helpful young woman. And I'm not being an asshole about that. Like, legitimately did everything in her power to tell me about every possible thing and walk me through shit. But we started with, hey, I haven't gotten it. Okay, you should have gotten it. I'm like, well, I got $125, but that definitely isn't to pay. That's for your books. Okay, cool. You'll see it next month. And I was like, okay, before I get you off the phone, can I check it and like see what it's going to be? Yes, it's going to be this dollar figure. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, that sounds like half of what it was just a few years ago when I was going. Well, let me look. Well, yeah, it's half because you're online. I'm like, okay, well, that's the exact. Wait, though. I go, it's the exact same program. I'm just finishing it. Why was it more 3 years ago? I don't know.
Were you ever inside the classroom?
No, it's a non-inside the classroom program. Not at all. There's no fucking classroom whatsoever for this program. Half.
Look at her face. Look at her face.
So anyway, no, this isn't even shit.
Full time or 3/4 time?
What the fuck ever? No, I'm full time.
Okay.
So anyway, this isn't even the shit. And by the way, she goes, your GI Bill expires December 2nd of 2023. And I was like, no, it doesn't. She's like, no, you expire December 2nd, 2023.
Have you been out?
Every time I hear it.
What's that?
Have you been out 10 years?
I've been out 15 now.
Okay.
Okay. So either way, I immediately go to the old gazoogle because I'm like, I bet you I can pull up a reg right fucking now. I go, and it says you have to file for an extension at the 15-year mark. Not a big deal. Doesn't mean it expires. You just got to file like hey, I still want it. Even if it's past the 15-year mark, you just say, I still want it. So, and then I read this next part. All Purple Heart awardees have none of that shit. It's just there. You don't even have to file the shit. So
she's nodding.
I tell her this, and she goes, "Oh yeah, that's right." And I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "Well, let me see if you have your verified Purple Heart." She comes back on.
Shut up, Allie.
Wow.
That was the best reaction ever.
That cuts deep.
Oh, that's awesome.
Verified Purple Heart. And I'm like, okay. 10 seconds later, she's like, "Oh, absolutely, you're a Purple Heart awardee. I can see it right here." It actually shows you all like kind of have a second, but it's not verified. She's like, it doesn't matter either way. All your benefits are the same. Okay. There's a real story. I was never awarded a second Purple Heart, but I kind of have to. But it doesn't fucking matter. I only have one on my DD214, so I only say I have one. But it's on there. It's registered with the VA. For some reason, I don't know how they verify it. I don't know, whatever. Somehow I have Purple Heart. So all this fucking shit, she goes, "Hey, look, you're right. Purple Heart you don't even have to file all that shit." But she's like, if I were you, to make sure you don't all of a sudden get some weird hiccup, you should file the extension. Here's the 2 clicks you need to click, and it just files it. And then you won't have to deal with calling him up or calling me back and being like, my pay got stopped. It wasn't supposed to. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you that experience because I thought you would enjoy going off on that.
Your reaction was so fucking awesome. Well, I don't know if is your Purple Heart verified. Oh my God.
I was waiting for you to say, well, there was this guy who said he was a Purple Heart recipient, but he wasn't. I was waiting. And then I was waiting for her to say, you need to follow this chick on TikTok called Allie Says Nope. I was waiting for that too.
Oh,
I'm
awesome.
glad that you have a verified Purple Heart.
We are too.
She went right for it.
Yeah, she did. She did.
I was throwing softballs out for later comments.
You see, you kind of did give her the ball, and she just took it and swung hard.
We're
I already knew where this is going because we have the same loathing. I'm still pissed. I gave him $1,000 to come to speak. $1,000 that could have gone elsewhere.
There's a way to get that back.
I mean, I'm not even in that town anymore. I'm just
black masks and
No, that's exactly.
We'll get it back for you. You say when.
black mask and a baseball bat.
Rob actually just cracked a joke last night. He's like, I keep having these weird, like, scary dreams of you, like, one day walking through the VA and randomly bumping into somebody. And I was like, oh, bro, I can't let that one go.
I keep $1,000 in my bank account just for bail money.
Yep. So what would happen? You're not a dumb guy, One Shot. What would happen if you guys cross paths? Would you really give him the beatdown of his life and ruin everything you have worked so hard for? And this is the pot calling the kettle black because I absolutely fucking would.
Only the longtime listeners know what we're talking about right now because we've done so much better. That's so awesome.
We're on a recorded live radio show.
Right, don't incriminate yourself. So let's talk about Veterans Day. So recently I was at Faneuil Hall, which is like the birthplace of America. I don't care what Virginia says. And our Governor Healy, just introduced what's called the HERO Act. And it's like this and I don't know if it's like, I don't think it's nationwide. I think it's just Massachusetts because she's only the governor of Massachusetts. But guys, it is the most comprehensive piece of legislation for veterans that the Commonwealth has ever seen. So it's like double our property tax abatements. It's going to get rid of our registration plates, like our specialty plates on our vehicles. It's like tons of stuff. And I'm so excited. And we were at Faneuil Hall when she announced it. And if you saw on TikTok, I posted all the VSOs got recognized. So that was really cool. We weren't expecting that. We just thought it was just a little celebration on, hey guys, thanks for what you do. But they actually called us on stage and they recognized for all our work. So it was pretty cool. I had a veteran today. Guys, listen, it is so important that you keep a copy of an I Love Me book, your orders, your awards, Title 10s, Title 32s, DD 214s. If you're a National Guardsman, you need your NGB 22s because God forbid you end up with dementia or Alzheimer's or whatever, and your children are now responsible for your affairs. If they can't prove that you are a veteran, and especially if you were a reservist or National Guardsman, if you don't have that NGB 22 or orders showing that you are on Title 10 or Title 32, there is not much that a VSO can do. I had a guy today spent 40 years in the National Guard. 40. Okay. 40. Missed, but he was never activated. Missed Korea, missed Vietnam, missed Panama, missed Gulf, missed it all.
Good for him.
And I needed, well, he wanted VA benefits, and you have to have 90 days of active duty, at least one day being wartime. And I'm like, how the hell did you make it through Vietnam? How did you make it through the Gulf, through Panama, and I'm reading all the stuff that he missed. And he's like, no, I was in the AG's office. I was never activated. So he has a bit of dementia. So I spent an hour with this guy and his daughter. And he's like, he remembers he was a sergeant major, but he couldn't remember his MOS, couldn't ever remember being activated. He told me he went to London. I'm like, okay, was it on Title 10? And so now because he doesn't have a 214 or an NGB 22, I've reached out to the archives, both the Massachusetts archives and the National Archives, and gave them the requests, because this is not a quick process, because he can't provide any of that. The VA cannot do much for him. I can't enroll him in VA healthcare because technically he's not a veteran. Even though he did 40 years in the Guard, he has no active duty time. Training doesn't count. He's not a veteran. So you say that to a sergeant major's face. Yeah. I told the daughter, I was like, you're going to have to find paperwork, pictures, orders, whatever, like a retirement letter, whatever you have from his service. And I didn't want to say this in front of them, but veterans tell tales. And this wouldn't be the first time I've had a veteran's children, adult children in my office saying, Dad was a veteran. Dad said he was boots on ground Vietnam, or Dad was boots on ground Korea. Dad was a sniper. They're all snipers. Dad was a SEAL. They're all SEALs. And there's no record of them starving, right? Like, it happens. It happens more than once, and it sucks to be like, I'm sorry your dad lied to you. Yes, I am a VSO. So guys, please, like, get your papers, even if you think it's not important. Like, if you have a sick call slip, that I just filed a claim because the guy had one sick call slip showing that this was happening in service, because when he got out, everything was denied, but he had one sick call slip. Okay. That proved. So everything you have, put it in a book, put it in a binder, in a folder, and give it to your spouse, give it to your child, make multiple copies, because I promise it's just going to be so much easier for your family and for you. If you need aid in attendance, if you need VA healthcare, if you need like geriatric care, just do that. Please, 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 please do that.
So I love your advice, Allie. Real quick though, because I'm so squared away, I can see my I Love Me book. It's right over there. I don't know where that is. You know what's in there?
A Purple Heart.
A Purple Heart. Do you know who doesn't have one of those?
Was it DOD though, right?
DOD.
Yeah. Was it like, it's like, I mean, I have a Purple Heart too. I mean, just like Joel, because like Purple Heart. That's it. I have a Purple Heart, you guys. Right there.
You wrote that shit in Sharpie.
I say he's in a purple Sharpie.
Oh, great. Now we're getting all the fucking messages. Hey, Rob, don't forget your DD-214 for your geriatric care.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
My therapist helped confirm that.
You're going to need it. And if you guys don't know, some VAs, not all VAs, but some VAs offer like adult daycare. And I hate that term, but it's like
Thanks, Allie.
Thank you. God, Junior, we no longer have a job. We can totally.
I was going to tell him
diaper duties are over.
Well, that's the show for tonight, folks. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see y'all next Monday.
I was going to dump him in a VA retirement home.
What the fuck, man? Jesus. Allie, do you have anything for the safety brief before we get rid of you?
No, it's the same thing. Like, don't add to the population. Don't detract from the population. You guys, like, look out for you, right? Like, you are number one. And just set boundaries. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. If you don't take care of yourself, then how are you going to take care of others? Be good.
I like the adult daycare.
Allie, we love you. Thank you for being a part of the show. We'll see you next week.
Bye, boys. Bye. Bye, Junior.
Bye, Allie. I need to know more about this adult daycare.
What the fuck, man? Why do I even have this show?
So we can make fun of you?
I'm going home. You know what? Before we go home, fuck that. Before we go home, I'm going to bring my friend Emily on the show.
Maybe she won't make fun of you.
At least she's nice to me. Jeez. Emily, how the heck are you, boss lady?
I'm so good. Thanks for having me. How y'all doing?
Better now that you're here.
I promise I'll be nice.
Are you already decorated for Christmas?
Oh,
Yeah.
So are you.
I have four trees.
it's not Thanksgiving yet.
I know.
Decorated.
Okay, but I set a line. No music until after Thanksgiving, but all the decorations.
Do you play the game, the Wham! Last Christmas? Do you play that game?
Do I need
Are you
to?
familiar with that game? All right. So here's how it goes. You're in the game. As of this moment, you are in.
Okay.
If you unintentionally hear Last Christmas by Wham, you're out. And you gotta let people know, hey, I'm out. I just heard it on this radio station or whatever. So yeah, congratulations. You're now playing Last Christmas.
Okay.
It's a super fun
I'm
game.
pumped. I'm here.
So far, you're winning. So for those that don't know, Emily is one of my best friends on the planet. She is the boss lady at Motorcycle Relief Project. And the whole reason we have her on here is because the world's biggest fundraiser is coming up. When's it coming up, Emily? Tell us about this fundraiser.
Yeah, it's coming December 2nd. It's a Saturday. We're going to the Golden VFW from 6 to 9. We have live music. We have a live auction. We have a silent auction. We've got food. It's going to be a party. It's for Motorcycle Relief Project. Do they know Motorcycle Relief Project?
Most of our listeners know what the Motorcycle Relief Project is. Feel free to talk more about it.
Well, inflation's hit us pretty hard this year. So we're literally looking at this fundraiser to help fund next year's rides. We did 10 rides this year. We're at about 435 participants total for all the years. And if we don't raise some serious cheddar in December, we're looking at, we just need all the help we can get. This isn't a dark thing. We're really excited about it. But we do need help. So if you can come to the fundraiser, that would be amazing. We would love for you to buy tickets. If you cannot come, any donation would be incredible and we would be very thankful.
So we often play MRP commercials here on this radio show, but tell folks where they can make a donation.
Motorelief.org. Moto, MOTO.
Mike Bobbitt, MRP-ness. I love it. Go to motorelief.org. You can make a donation. This organization literally saves lives, ladies and gentlemen. Not an exaggeration. Friends I know and love, their lives have been saved because of the Motorcycle Relief Project. So please, even $1, you can put $1 into a gas tank of a motorcycle to help a veteran out. We'd really, really appreciate your help. So let's say that listeners are not in the Colorado metro area, but they still want to help. What can they do? Can they taking donations of equipment or
yes.
to auction
No,
off?
we're not taking donations of equipment, but if you can't give funds, any sharing about us, liking us on social media, talking about us to your friends. If you know people who need to go for a ride, we would love to receive their application. We do a ride for first responders. Most of our rides are for military veterans, but we'd like to increase the number of rides we do for police, fire, EMT, all that. And then we do a women's ride every year as well. So if you know somebody who's struggling and needs help, tell them to go to the website, motorelief.org, and have them apply for a ride. And there you can donate, or you can, like I said, share. Just talk to people about it. It's really important.
So for November and December on the show, we are exclusively having veteran-based businesses, and we got some pretty cool ones coming up pretty quick. Chainsaw Art. We have 30 Seconds Out coming up on the show, things like that. And they're always asking us, hey, donations, can we donate something? Anything like that. Let's say I want to donate a chainsaw bear or something like that to go off.
Please, I want a chainsaw bear. Somebody send us a chainsaw bear. Let us auction that. That would be incredible. We are also looking for auction items. Yes.
So it's a bear that's been carved with a chainsaw. It's not a bear with a chainsaw.
But I want both. But
yes,
I'll take one. That's fine.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, December 2nd at the Golden VFW in Golden, Colorado is the MRP fundraiser. Mm-hmm. Please
side note,
go buy a ticket. What?
Yeah, buy a ticket. Also, because it's at the Golden VFW this year, we don't have a hard stop time right at 9. We can have a little bit of fun and hang out a little extra this year. So it's actually going to be really fun.
And for those that don't know, last year, Seth and I won Best Dressed, and that's thanks to our friends at Thigh Huggers. Go to thighhuggers.com, enter the code
OneShot,
and you can also might win the Best Dress contest at the MRP fundraiser this year. Our friends at motorelief.org, we love this organization to no end. Emily, thank you for being a part of the show. Before we cut you loose, we are going to do two things. I hope you have time. I know we're over time, so I apologize. We're going to start the safety brief. So I know you are not a veteran yourself, so you have never participated in the end of the week safety brief. Those of our listeners who are in the military know that every Friday before you cut loose from final formation, you get a safety brief from the battalion commander. And that's so you don't go banging prostitutes or whatnot off of Colfax and things like that, even though you probably did. So Emily, welcome to the safety brief. Junior, do you have anything you'd like to add for the safety brief?
Not that I can.
You got to have something, man.
I got to have something.
You got to have something. Anything you want.
Can we start with Seth? Because I can't think right now. I don't know how this goes.
And now he's irritated. Go ahead.
Fucking kids these days.
I know, right?
I'm not part of the. I don't know what a safety brief is.
Exactly.
Hear no evil, see no evil. Keep your fucking mouth shut. Snitches get stitches. Mind your business, folks.
That's an excellent one. That is a really, really good one. Ladies and gentlemen, in Colorado, it is snowboard and ski season. Make sure that you are dressed for it. Wear a helmet if you are skiing or snowboarding. People get killed on our mountains all the time. Dress warm and be safe. Now, does that help you a little bit?
So, like, don't add to the population. Don't take from the
That's
population.
it.
And then
That's all you got?
yeah, that's what I know. I've never done one.
This is why we don't have any studio guests very often. Emily, do you have anything you'd like to add to the safety brief for the week?
Yeah, hugs, not drugs.
Hey, I like
That's almost as good as wash your hands. Hugs, not drugs. That's awesome. All right, Emily, do you want to stick around for Never Forgotten, or do we need to cut you loose so you can go? It's up to you.
What's that?
Never Forgotten is when we remember service members that are no longer with us. So all we do is read something. Would you like to stick around for it?
I want to be here for that. I just lost someone a couple weeks ago.
I'm sorry to hear that. Talk to us. What happened?
He's a Marine pilot and went down over Australia. I think he saved a bunch of lives when he was going down, but my friend's now a widow, and it's just, I can't stop thinking about it. His name is, yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Very
Toby
sorry to hear that.
Lewis.
Our very good friend Mike Bobbitt says, "Don't eat the yellow snow." So that is good. Excellent. Yeah, it's not lemon flavored, folks. So yeah, don't eat the yellow snow. Mike Bobbitt, thank you for participating. All right, so we end every show with our segment "Never Forgotten." It's very important to remember those that came before us. And this one is going to hit close to home. Stop it. This comes from Task and Purpose. The 5 crew members killed in the crash on board an MH-60 Black Hawk helicopter over the Mediterranean Sea, including a West Point graduate who resigned his commission as an officer to fly Army helicopters, and a second pilot who was once awarded the highest medal for valor the Army can give for combat flying. The 5 soldiers killed were Chief Warrant Officer 3 Stephen R. Dwyer, age 38, Chief Warrant Officer 2 Shane M. Barnes, age 34, Staff Sergeant Tanner W. Groan, age 25, Sergeant Andrew P. Southard, age 27, and Sergeant Cade M. Wolf, age 24, all of the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment based out of Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Folks, they were on a training mission. Our job, what we do and what we did is a very dangerous job, and you can be killed even in training. So we remember those 5 names. When you hit your knees tonight before you hit the pillow, please keep those families and those soldiers in your prayers. It's very important to us. So yeah, until Valhalla is right, Michael Connors. So thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great show. Emily Dykes with Motorcycle Relief Project. Go to the fundraiser. It'll be the best time you've ever had, and it's for the best cause on the planet. Folks, thanks a lot for being a part of From the Ashes on About Face Media. Emily, thank you for being on the show. You're welcome anytime. Junior, don't ever come back here. And yeah, thanks for listening, folks. Love y'all.
All right, guys.